Day. Welcome to this evening's conversation. I'm your host, 420 Jim. Uh, that is my legal name for those that are new. I get new subscribers, one or two a week. So I know there's new ones that see it here and there. So I forget to introduce who I am and stuff. So, introductions aside, I'm a cannabis advocate. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Hey, you finally made it to one. Wow. I'm a cannabis advocate. I've been on the road for a little over 10 years. This is my 11th. Nobody belongs in jail for weed. And you can go to my website, 420jim.com, and sign the petition. Or you can click on the link that's in the description of the video. The one that says, change it. Hello, hello, hello. Well, it looks like I haven't talked to Doug yet, but there's a 75% chance I'm going to stay here probably another 4 or 5 days and redo the transmission again. I'm going to go and drop it, put a seal in from a shop like I did the back one, and redo it because I've still got a leak, and either I got a defective seal or the wrong seal or whatever. I don't know. I didn't order the seal. To me it fit, it tapped in like any other seal would, but maybe the shaft size was different or something. I don't know. Well, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one, Ricky. I absolutely agree. Big pain in the butt. Another 3 days of hard ass work. But worth it in the end, probably. You know what I mean? Plus, I have solid ground to do it on. No ticks and stuff like that. Yeah. It should be easier this time. Pretty much the same amount of work, but just not as hard. Hang on. That's twice now somebody knocked on my door.
Wait for Jim, did somebody knock on your door?
Yep.
There's a kid way down there so fast. I saw him right there. He went back there and just ran.
I wasn't worried about it. My cameras would catch him anyway.
Was he wearing a white shirt?
Huh?
He was wearing a white shirt.
I wasn't watching.
You should look at your scared him. Was he wearing a white shirt? Yes. Shirt over his head. He went so fast. I was right there. I was a little twitchy. And he just ran, turned. I'm like, what?
All right.
Dude, what you're doing? I said, dude, what you're doing?
Let him know it's not cool to be messing with this RV though. It's not.
Dude, not
I'll be talking to their parents.
He looks like he's 13 or so.
I'll be
He's
talking.
big and tall. He's like tall about to here.
It don't matter. Because it's just not cool. I don't come mess and knock on their doors or nothing.
He knocked on your door so fast. He went so fast.
I get it.
Like this.
No, Pluto. Yeah, Ray. I compared the two seals. They look the same. But when they were first advertised, I was like, man, that sounds like a too good to be true deal. You know what I mean? But they did look the same. Now, I didn't have a micrometer, so, and you're talking, it only has to be off just a hair. Yeah, this is my best opportunity to do it. I just wish that I had the hindsight when that was the wrong rear seal, that I just went ahead and bought both seals there. You know, but I did. The front one tapped in just like, I mean, excuse me. It tapped in like any normal seal would. You know, it didn't just fit in, and I didn't have to beat it in. It did like the rear seal that I put in. You know, you gotta tap it all the way around. It's got to go in even and all. So I really don't think I put the seal in wrong. You know, it's either A, a defective seal, or B, the wrong size. Maybe it is the pump seal inside the housing. I don't know, but I'm gonna check out the pump seal, or probably just go ahead and replace the pump seal. You know, might as well, if I've got it down. If I'd known anything about the pump seal, I would have replaced that one while I had it out anyway. Like I say, I don't know nothing about transmissions. That's why I ask you friends. I don't know a damn thing about transmissions. I know how to take them down and put them back up, or take one out and put a different one in. But, you know, I know how to put seals in a transmission. I put seals in transmissions and engines. I've got a starter problem again. These damn starters don't last worth shit. And what it is, these 454s, they got a lot of heat to them. These older ones, they get a lot of heat to them. And that starter being there and driving iron down, I guess, you know, it just gets hot. Because Doug says it's due to heat. But they don't last for me but a few months. I think I've been through half a dozen starters or better. Oh, that's what I've got, Ricky. That's why I say I replaced it half dozen times. They replaced it every time. And, you know, once or twice they said something about, well, we replaced it before, or this, that, and the other. And I tell them, hey, I don't care. You make good shit. I wouldn't have to get it replaced. Lifetime warranty means lifetime, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, look at this bullshit someone wrote. That they declare my mission defeated. The most inefficient ever who worked the planet. Goodbye, stupid. Made a fake account just to put that stupidity out there. See, I'm telling you, you can't cure stupid. And I get harassed by stupid every day. Sure is funny. I'm out here fighting and going across country and getting signatures to claim that the mission is dead. Oh, goodness sakes. speaking of mission, for those that don't know, my name is 420 Jim. That's not a title, that's my name. Now, years ago it was a title, but in 2019 the judge made it my legal name. I own and drive the Cannebago here. Hey, how you doing? I own and drive the Cannebago here. I'm headed to down by Sarasota, Florida, and then to Washington, D.C., and then back to Phoenix, Arizona area. Nobody belongs in jail for weed. I'm just a mobile billboard traveling across the country and reminding people that. Oh, I gotta wash the mechanic well, what the heck? Good thing I didn't wash it off. It's gonna get that dirty again. That's where I'm working on the transmission. See, if I wash that off, the seal probably didn't leak. It's not super bad leak, but it leaks. Oh, getting back to it. Here you go. Please. Hey, somebody, can you scan this for me and go to it here in the next couple minutes and sign it? Get one person to sign it too, but if one of you will go and sign it and prove to these idiots that the mission is not over, I would appreciate that. I don't think it's over by far. What did I get a ticket for today?
You're parking on the left.
I'm allowed to park on a road. Remember when the cops come before?
You're parking on the grass.
I'm allowed to.
You gotta ask the people who live here. So there's a ticket. You charge it to Doug. You charge it to Dad.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll give it to your dad.
Yeah, it's $500.
Ah. Whose idea was this?
Mine? Is Dad on there? On the Facebook Live?
No, your dad's not on the live.
I'm about to come back and I'm gonna give you another ticket. For too many dogs.
I gotta go. I only have 2 dogs.
You have a bunch in there.
There's a difference. Those are puppies.
Puppy.
That's why there's a difference between dogs and puppies.
I'll be right back. Let's go eat tickets.
That's Doug's boy. He's pretty cool. Doug Jr. gave me a ticket here. Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know. There is a little heat shield. It's not super big, but there is a heat shield between the muffler and the starter. I think it's the actual engine heating the starter up. And I don't know if they make a heat shield or anything like that for that. I don't know. Kind of hoping, Doug just says it's natural. So, I don't know. Oh, that's Doug's boy. That's Doug's boy. He's a cool kid. I think he's 10. If I'm not mistaken, he's 10, just turned 10. He's a cool kid. Yo, Jimmy Anderson, how we doing? Billy, how you doing? To finish out, to go to Florida and everything and finish out.
You're getting your ticket today. today.
Okay, but we got to quit it because I got to do my live or whatever.
How many dogs you got? 5 or 6?
I'll talk to you later. Okay?
I'll wait your ticket now.
Yeah. They can give them to me when he gets them all wrote together or whatever. What's up, Kelly the Kid? They're all sleeping as usual. They're all sleeping as usual. They all sleeping. Oh, no support. Nobody cares about you, stupidity. Man, this idiot, he takes all the time to make them stupid things, and then what do you mean? Well, okay, I don't care how weed is becoming legal, as you say. Until it's federally legal, it's not legal nowhere in the land. Tomorrow, Trump, Congress, or the new president coming in a couple years, whatever, at any time, they can say, do not step down and go and destroy every dispensary, take all their money, and everything. No federal law has been changed. It's still a class 1 narcotic, hallucinogenic, no medical value under federal law. You give up your right to own firearms and ammunition. A state, Colorado and all, will tell you, hey, you can have a gun. Under state law, you can. But under federal law, no, you cannot. You lose your rights to bear arms and ammunition. And in your legal states and all, why the hell, I'm not mad at you now, I just get excited. Why the hell do we have anybody sitting in jail for pot? If they're in there for another charge, I understand. But nobody should be in jail for weed. We should have had this great reset and all these people let out. You know, just like the president saying he's a Christian. Well, he's like Kenneth Copeland and them. He's a fake Christian. Because if you go to the Hebrew Bible and look at the real word, cannabosum, not marijuana, you will know it was in the anointing oil. Why do you think they called it the devil's lettuce? The devil's lettuce is money, and has always been money. It's not, I repeat, cannabis or hemp. William Randolph Hearst named it marijuana when he heard of a totally different plant that grew down in Mexico. It's spelled with an H, not a J. It's not in the cannabis family at all. It's a totally different strain. He brought that name up here and used yellow journalism. You know how they scream, fake news, fake news, fake news. They should be screaming the real word. Yellow journalism, yellow journalism. It's not fake news, it's yellow journalism. And go to Google and ask who started yellow journalism. William Randolph Hearst. And what was the very first yellow journalism in the newspapers and everything about? Marijuana. He said them filthy Mexicans brought their marijuana and gave it to the blacks. They're raping our black women, and the girls like it, and they go back, and it's not rape at the same time. Oh my God, you know? One question. Who gave it to Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Abe Lincoln? The freaking aliens? What do you mean the Mexicans brought it here? It's always been here. The name marijuana was never here. But that's when yellow journalism started. And you know, hey, the only problem I really have with Trump right now, he calls fake news when it's yellow journalism. So he might not be educated in that. I'd love to educate him. And his stance on cannabis. Yeah, it's bullshit. You know, this plant is wonderful. Why? See that bud there? That little bud has a force field around it. Yeah, that actual bud has a force field around it. It is not THC in any way, shape, or form. Is that THC? You've got to add an A to it. It's THCA. That I will agree with. And until heat is applied to a certain temperature at a certain time, you don't release that force field. Now, if you get it to the right temperature for the right time, woo! Yeah, you release all that force field, and you will get the emporia. But if you just ate that bud now, you won't get high on it. You would get sick from the amount of bud you had to eat to feel a high from it. Yet, if you, hey, go away, I'm doing my live. You'd have to eat so much of it, it would just make you sicker than a dog. So, you know, if you want to try that, I would, but I wouldn't do it personally. Be like smoking seeds, all you gets a headache. Hang on, let me see these comments. Cause I get to yapping and I don't. He tried the wild lettuce crab. Oh no, Kelly. I was in Topeka, Kansas for 3 weeks or so, and I just got over here to my friend's house in Missouri day before yesterday, I think, Monday. I'm probably gonna pull over to his working pad tomorrow and redrop the transmission and stuff out over the weekend. It's supposed to be good weather, and I got good ground and help if I need it and all that. And heck, who knows if I called around and checked around all the people that Doug knows and the shops around here and stuff that knows him and all, someone might have a transmission jack I could borrow. That'd make everything too easy. Well, I just last week, that's why I was in Topeka so long. But I was in a dirt field, you know, one jack, by myself, rain off and on and stuff, and it took me a whole week, you know, pretty much to drop it. I put the front seal in, but the rear seal wasn't the right one, so I had to wait a couple of days. I got the good rear seal, and I go ahead and I put it back in and everything, and I drive it here 70 miles to my friends, and the front seal's still leaking. So either it's a bad seal or the wrong seal. I don't think I installed it wrong. Seals are easy. You just tap them in, you know. You can screw them up, yes, but you know when you screw them up. This one went in. Not bad at all. I thought it went in fairly well, just like the rear one. But it was ordered through someone else and sent to me online through a special deal. Both seals, $12, $13, whatever, you know. So I really don't know. I think it's the seal. I think it's like I said, you know, usually when you go too cheap and things like that, it screws you over. But I can't say that for sure either. You know what I mean? But when I found out it was the wrong rear seal, shame on my dumb ass for not buying a front seal at that transmission shop and just rechanging it out to make sure. So I'm pretty sure if I knock this seal out, I drop it back down, put in a seal I go by at the auto parts store, I'm pretty sure it's going to take care of the problem. But I will probably change the pump seal too. Might as well while I'm in there, if it's not that hard to do. Oh, and nothing really to figure out. It's got to be a seal, and it could either be a bad seal, a nick seal, the wrong size seal, not installed proper. But I had no problem with the rear seal, and like I say, a seal's a seal, whether it's on a hub or anything that's got a seal, or a shaft, a grease seal, or whatever pressure fittings are for transmission cases, boats, all kinds of pumps and stuff use different seals. They're nothing to them. You pop them out and pop them in. They're usually harder to get out than they are to put in. But I let her run for 10 minutes today. I timed it 10 minutes, and I lost probably 20 to 30 drops of transmission fluid had dripped on the ground, and it's coming from the bottom of the dustpan where the seal is and all. So that tells me it's coming from where the seal is. When I shut it off, it was still dripping a little bit. Now that could be what was built up in the pan, but at 10 minutes running, probably a total of 50 drops hit the ground. I don't think anything else is dripping out of it. I'll probably move the paper before I go to bed, because it's had all day. It's had all day to drip out. If there was anything left in there to drip out, it should have dripped out by now. So I'll move that piece of paper and leave it overnight, and see how much drops onto it, if any. But I'm going to be going up mountains and everything else, so I want the transmission to be in good shape. That's the main thing. I don't want the fluid to get hot or anything, and screw up the transmission, because I do have some mountains and stuff to go over. If it wasn't mountain driving at all or anything, I'd just leave it the way it is, add a quart of transmission fluid or a pint every time I put fuel in, and just keep going like an older car that had a transmission leak. My luck, I'd be going up a mountain and blow the seal right out. Yo, Will, what's up, my brother? I'm going Missouri, Kansas, Georgia, Florida, pretty much. Tennessee, I think I crossed Tennessee too. If I remember right, it's like Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, and then Florida. Hey, Kelly. Oh, I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Florida. I was born in Ohio. There you go. My Ohio birth certificate says 420 Jim. Yeah, so does my driver's license, my social security card, all that. I like it. There's a couple of haters that don't like it, but that's okay. They lie about everything they say about me anyway. A hater's going to be a hater. Me, I don't hate people. I love people. I think everybody needs something in their life. You know what I think everybody needs? A little Jesus. And I give them one when I see them. I give them a little figurine. And say, hey, everybody needs a little Jesus. You know what I mean? Okay, let me catch up on this. Oh, I hear you, Will. Yeah, I seen your post. I liked them the last couple of posts you done. Then pretty nice work there. What do you mean only 3 real ones know your real name? That is my real name, 420 Jim. Now, everybody knows my old name. Hell, it was in headlines in the newspaper for years. So. Oh, Will. Oh, you're welcome, Will. It looked good. Oh, the bathroom looks good. Only the real ones. I thought you said 3. Like only 3 people know your real name or something. I'm sorry. I've seen that. I had retina surgery in defense. That's why I got put these on to see the damn letters here. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, yep. It was right on. Hey, we all make mistakes. The only person that was perfect, they crucified. So we all make mistakes. But we can be forgiven for them mistakes. That's the whole key. There was a blood sacrifice paid. Hey, absolutely all love. Absolutely all love. You got it. You know, that's what I tell the world. Peace, love, and cannabis for all. Peace, love, and cannabis for all. Oh, Will's going to say hi. I didn't know if you seen him say hi or not there, Will. Shucks. I heard from Doug about an hour ago. He sent me a photo. Just stole another one, so he got him a repo. Hey, thank you, Callie. Much love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not even going to be on the road for the next 4 or 5 days. I'm going to redo my transmission probably. But thank you. Oh, I hear you. Just because you get home from work don't mean the work is done. Yep. Just like preparing for work the next day, getting everything, the tools and everything together to go. Right on, Kelly. Right on. You have a good night too. Well, Doug's out working late tonight. I wonder what he must be. He making them dollars. He's out there collecting them dollars. He must have knew he was going to be out late this time because he didn't ask me if I wanted to go. I haven't seen him since 10 o'clock this morning. So he's out there making that money. Hey, I just have one question for you, Will. Is the tiller, well, two questions. Is the tiller still running? And did you ever do your garden? You're looking for a two-letter reply, I'm sure. Especially to the, did you use it? You probably haven't tried to start it in months. So you probably don't know if it'll start, right? Right on. Hell, you ain't got a neighborhood kid you can give $20 to till up you a little area? Or you can't spare an hour to tiller up an area? I know your garden ain't as big as that one I made out there at Awesome Possum. That didn't take a super long time for me to do, and that was hard-ass dirt. Oh hell, I just tilled it up, grass and all. Most of the area didn't have grass on it, but the areas where I did the watermelons and stuff, I just tilled the grass and everything. Hey, Carter, what's up? What's up, Carter? Hey. Let me show you something. Look what I got, Carter. I got 8 of these. Right on. A WTF moment. There you go. Why? Look, I got another one. This one's got a mask. Aren't they just getting gorgeous? He got some pretty markings. He got some really pretty markings on him. He's got my beard. He got my beard. He got my beard. Huh? There you go. Oh, and he rides my arm like that. He holds on. He holds on, rides my arm. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah. You're just a cutie, cutie, cutie. Yeah. I know you don't want to go back, but here you go. The one's got her paw caught on the blanket. This one had her paw caught on the blanket. She's another knockout with my white beard. She'll lay on my arm too. Just like the brother will. A little cutie. Yeah. Yeah. Puppy best. Puppy best. She's got the white splosh on her neck like Mama does. Huh. Huh. Two little babies. Hey, two little babies. Oh, two little babies. Hmm? You can tell they're not spoiled or loved, right? I mean, look how small they are. Oh, babies. Mm. Even the runt's fat. Ah! Well, hey people, help me out. Someone sign, a couple people sign that petition, or get a friend to sign it. I'd love to see a couple of signatures show up on the petition. It'd be nice to see it go up, you know, 10 or 12 signatures. Why redo the transmission. So if you can, help me out and get a friend to sign it. Tell someone about it and get them to sign it. That would be so appreciated. Hey. And teeth are sharp. What are you chewing on? They tearing the paneling off the wall, the wallpaper off the wall, and then chewing it. You know, go over and get another piece. What an idiot dog. Well, what else should we talk about? Are we done? Oh yeah, they little destructive little shits. Yep. Yeah, they're at the stage now. They want to chew your fingers and your nose and shit, and they got the sharp teeth and paws. Yep. But I still love them. Hey. This was a scrapper. He's a scrapper. He says, I'm going to get him. He's a little scrapper here now. Was you tearing him up? Huh? Was you tearing him up? What'd they do to piss you off? What'd they do to piss you off? Huh? What'd they do to piss you off? He's like, yeah, I was taking care of business. Huh. I was taking care of business. He got a little white spot under his chin. Hey, don't be so rough on the other one, okay? Ah! And here's the coolest one. Mama dog. Mwah. Huh. Of course, Jack's number one. I don't know. Just like people aren't showing up on, or the regulars and stuff don't show up on Facebook much no more. I was talking about maybe picking a different time for Facebook. Because, for whatever reason, I get a lot more people watching here on YouTube than I do Facebook. Way more. Now, not saying that's Hey! You again, huh? Damn. Hello. What? Oh, I hear you. I hear you. And see, the ones on Facebook, um, I don't, if people see them, they do, but they can watch them later and whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? If people do, they don't make comments or nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people will actually watch it. If they don't make a comment or nothing, then um, the cool thing about YouTube is it tells me how many people viewed the video, and what's the average duration that people watched it for and stuff like that. Not to mention that I jumped up in the last couple of months from what did I have, 400 and something, and now I'm up to like 605. And I haven't been on the road that long. Most of it I've been parked at the Lesman's farm in Topeka. I was on the road a week and then 3 weeks off the road. Frankie's late to the party. There you go. Yeah, I was saying, where is most of the regulars, And I was telling Will, hell, they dropped off of Facebook too. But, hey, people check in every, enough that I don't have to message them, hey, are you still alive or whatever? Like Mr. Ray, man, he'd be there religiously for a month, and then all of a sudden a day or so, two goes by, and I don't see or hear from whatever, same if it happened with Will or Frank, any of you, I'm like, what's going on, Y'all do the same when I disappear. Of course, I try and get a hold of someone and get them to make a post on my account, hey, such and such. Ah. Yeah. There for the longest time on the 420 when hardly anybody joined in the beginning. Now, right before I was getting ready to say goodbye, 2, 3, 4 people joined in. I think you was one of them. Go get it. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this weekend already, but I take half the responsibility of being on the fuck up, so. Eating chilies. You see that comment, Frankie? Oh yeah, you did. Eating Subway. Hey, that wasn't the question. Is it a Subway with chili? Do you have chiles on your Subway? That's the question. Oh, jalapeno. If you're talking to me, I'm working on the RV. I'm dropping the transmission out, putting another front seal and a pump seal in, and putting it back up. Probably. I mean, I haven't confirmed that with Mr. Doug yet. But if Mr. Doug says, yeah, that's what and I've got a place to do it and all, that's probably what I'm going to do. Make more sense to me. Banana bell pepper and jalapeno on a stick. In this case, on a roll. Well, I'm not going to mess with it if it's going to be a pain then. I'm not going. I won't mess with it if it's that. But how can it get past the pump seal to leak? The only exit is the main seal, isn't it? Shouldn't the main seal stop anything that the pump is leaking? I mean, I could understand the pump leak, but I would think it would leak inside the case. And the seal would keep that inside. See, I don't know how, that's why I didn't know about a pump seal or nothing. But you're right, I probably should have already thought about that and did a little research on it. Oh yeah. Well, that's exactly what Doug said. That's pretty much exactly what Doug said. Huh. Yeah, Frankie, there were some people on TikTok. Their transmission went out, and they were waiting on Progressive Insurance or something to send them a tow to get them off the road. But I don't, that's about all I heard on that one. Well, that's what Frankie, I did that. That's why I put the paper down. See, I went there and wiped everything down. I cleaned everything. I wiped all the lines and the gasket around the bottom. I wiped everything down this morning. And then I taped a couple of poster boards together. And I put that underneath the engine and drive shaft, the transmission. From having the engine back to the tail shaft of the transmission. And I put some weights on all the corners so it would stay there. I went inside and I fired up the vehicle and I ran it for 10 minutes. And the only place that transmission fluid was on that paper is out of the hole in the bottom of the pan that I made, so I could advance the starter around without having advance the flywheel around without having to take the starter off. And that's because I had a starter that kept getting stuck, and it was just easier to move it a notch or two like that on the flywheel. Or no, I had a broke tooth. I finally ended up changing flywheels, but that's how I would advance it around. So after 10 minutes of running, there are, let's say, 30 drops of fluid on that spot, and that spot alone. Okay? Now, when I shut the RV off, I still noticed a drip, and then another drip. But I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's going to continue leaking, or if that's still something that was in the pan, So I scooted the paper over and let it continue to do what it was going to do, and maybe about 20 drops dropped. Now, I don't think it's leaking now, but before I go to bed, I'm going to put a paper under it and see if it drops at all throughout the night. It shouldn't at all, I wouldn't think. Everything should have dripped out by now. Yeah, Frankie. yeah, that's the one. That's the ones. Huh.
That's a baby. Where's a baby boy? This is my baby boy. This is my baby boy.
Oh, okay. I heard you. He said, ruff. He said, pick me up. This is chocolate. He's brown. He's chocolate brown. He's dark chocolate. Okay, ruff. He looked right up at me and said, ruff. I've been teaching him that. Huh. I'm not teaching you that, huh? The whining I don't like, but if they bark, I'll pick them up. Ain't that right? Yeah, huh? Ain't that right, little buddies? Ruff. Is that rough? Yeah. What do you see? Oh. He knew the password. He wasn't crying. It was a good little roof. Wow. He gave up easy and went over there and laid down. What? I see him running off in the camera. And then Doug's kid. Oh, I bet you was mad. Me, I couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't afford to pay to have nobody rebuild a transmission. I'd find a U-pull it or a used one or something, you know, Facebook Marketplace, an old junk RV, whatever. I'm more of a 150, 250, 300 type guy. Maybe a little more nowadays, but yeah. What are you doing? Damn, I made it an hour tonight. I can understand that. I saw you. I saw you. When a friend of mine were watching boats during the hurricane, the tide surge come in so bad, we watched mine and his car go underwater. And nothing happened to his transmission. He changed the fluid in the transmission, fluid in the engine and everything, oil and whatnot. And everything ran great, worked fine. Oh, heck yeah. Well, boats, when they sink, and they had the transmissions in the boats and stuff, they're transmissions, the clutches and all for the propeller. They're made for boats and different than, but you know what I'm talking about if you know anything about boats. It don't go from the engine to the propeller. You have the transmission, the gearbox and stuff. When a boat sinks, what you do is you got to replace all that, pump all that out because it'd be milky, if you was to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, as soon as like his he had the car. It looks like the Bandit. Was it Chevy Camaro or something like that? The Bandit, with the eagle on the front. Trans Am. But when it went underwater, water goes in through your. Not only can it go through your seals, and whatever, but it goes through your fill tube. So, yeah, that's why I say you always change the fluid. Like, if a car went in the water, I could save the engine and transmission. You just drain all the fluids and stuff. First, if it's salt water, you want to rinse it all with fresh water anyway. Yeah, Trans Am Firebird, that's it. Yeah. Well, see, the torque converter's already full of fluid. So here's the thing. The torque converter is still already full of fluid and stuff. So no water is going to get into that torque converter, not to contaminate it. Unless you was to like run it or something and pump it through. You see what I'm saying? But like if it sinks or, went underwater, it hadn't been pumped through or nothing, that water is not going to get into that torque converter and contaminate it. Very, very, very little wood, if any. And that's why when you drain the pan and everything, you don't drain the torque converter. There's that little like wall if the pump ain't working, you know what I mean? So you drain all the old fluid out, whatnot. Throw your quart of diesel fuel through it, in it and out if you want. You don't have to, or a quart of transmission fluid. But clean it all out and then put it all back up and run it. If it makes your fluid milky a little bit, do it again and change it, Oh, I love raising boats, and it's called pickling the engine. Heck, I told you the story years back about the Jason, that boat I ran for the Jason's restaurant. I got hired to run the boat, sink the boat, and salvage the boat. I'll be damned. Well, my friends, I got a message from Dougie Doug. Let's see what he says. Oh, finally done. He says he's finally done for the day. He's probably headed home. Wow, why hadn't he salvaged it or anything? Man, that'd be easy to do. Ask him if I can have the title to it. I'll come and raise that sucker and keep it. Or tell him, if he pays for the dive gear, what we need to raise it, the dive gear, the pump and everything to raise it, and a couple hundred on the side to me. Let's go out and raise that sucker. Two that you figure out. I don't know what that means. Maybe you got the picture now. I'm on YouTube Live. Yeah, but they're not supposed to. That's a pretty fucked up design live well. That's a pretty screwed up design live well. A live well should never have a spill out to where, it should have a drain where it just goes straight out the boat. Even if the drain got clogged, it should spill over the outer edge of the boat, not in the boat. That's kind of, and alive, you know. Yeah. That design sucks. Oh, you'd have to get the title off the insurance company then. Oh, he's barking in. You'd have to get the title off the insurance company. But you probably could. How long's it been sunk? About how long's it been sunk? Oh yeah. I mean the boat would be good. I don't know, you know, maybe the motor, but I don't know. Freshwater lake. See, I don't know, because you're talking a freshwater lake, right? So it would probably all be salvageable. I would think it would all be salvageable being fresh water, because I mean, a couple of months in salt water, and as soon as you get them out, you got to flush everything with fresh water immediately. I mean, flush just like it went underwater. You take a hose and you flush the end, fill every port you can, and flush it with fresh water. Make sure that every bit of the engine gets flushed with fresh water, because if you don't, it'll turn to junk real quick. He just wants to be with me. Little thing. Oh, just want to be with me. Huh? The babies. Who's the babies? Who's the babies? Who's the babies? Who's the babies? Oh, rockin' my baby. Rockin' my baby. Okay, go back home. Ah! I'll be damned. Yeah, find out about it, man. Maybe I have to make a diving trip while I'm there. Definitely would want title to it. Before I'd raise it, though, because once you raise it, they can call the Marine Patrol, whatever, water police, whatever, and nope, it's their boat. Salvage, you can't salvage nothing and claim ownership unless it's 3 miles out. Right on. Say, go rip. Tell me, go rip. No, rip. Rip. Say, rip. Come on, go rip. Tell me, little girl. Rip. Oh, you shouldn't even have to re-sleeve it, I wouldn't think. I wouldn't think you'd have to re-sleeve it. I don't know. See, there's no air down there. There's no air down there or nothing to make it rust and oxidize and this, that, and other. You know what? You seen cars that's drove over and, you know, been in rivers and stuff for years and years and years, and they pull it out with a tow truck and it don't fall apart. It's still all together. They don't really deteriorate, I don't think, that bad underwater. Oh, it definitely 1 year at the bottom of the lake, every part of that motor has water in it, guarantee you. Probably the first 30 days. There's not a lot of pressure at 15 feet, but there's still pressure at 15 feet that's going to push it in. Now, where the grease is, that's the only place that water's not going to be. You know, at over 3 years, it may have pushed all the petroleum products out of it, like the gear drive, outboard drive, lower end fluid and stuff, but you never know. I don't know. To me, if someone was to give me the boat, of course I don't have a trailer or nothing. What good's a boat if you ain't got a trailer? You're gonna raise it and put it where? It'd be worth, you know, maybe scrapping, salvaging, whatever. But shit, tell them that you know a diver for a couple $100, you know? They pay for what we need and throw me a couple $100. I'll go down there and raise that son of a bitch. Make a day of it. I mean, if nothing else, the boat should be able to be cleaned up and sold for that without the engine. Hey, Frankie, you just brought back years and years of memories with that. With that you just brought back years of memories. When I spent a year, when I was 15, I was sent to the Florida School for Boys of Okeechobee, Florida. Route 2, Box 250, Okeechobee, Florida. Campanella Cottage. And Mr. Murphy, one of our counselors and one of the guys that, you know, worked there. They called them cottage fathers because they spend 8 hours a day with us, you know, depending on the shift. And anyhow, Mr. Murphy, when he seen my diving card, my PADI card, I'm certified by PADI, P-A-D-I. He started calling me Scuba Jim. That was my nickname at the Reform School, was Scuba Jim. And Mr. Murphy, I mean, they could have been a lot worse nicknames. You know, that I wore that nickname proudly. But yeah, he tagged me Scuba Jim. Scuba Jimmy Jim Jim. He'd be the Scooby Doo Jim and stuff like that. He thought it was funny because he's scared of water. He's one of the black guys that is just deathly scared of water. Deathly scared of water. He's a, no way he'd go in an ocean or on a boat or, you know. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the opportunity to swim. That's what I'd think. You know, a lot of my black friends, you know, they didn't have pools and stuff. No, you know, mostly only the white kids had pools, and hell, I can't remember having too many friends that had pools that I could go swimming at. But and if you didn't have a boys' club or something like that, you know what I mean. But yeah, like you, most of my black friends, yeah, they scared of water. They don't like water. What's this? Instead of saying I will end your mission, it will be I will pee in your water. Shit, there's a type that would shit in it too. Be like Caddyshack. Ah, poop! I don't know what they think they try to accomplish doing that. They make and claim that it was defeated one time. You know, when I got bumped by Rhonda with her car in Topeka and my retina tore and everything, and you know, yeah, I was defeated then. It's time to get off the road. Figure out what the hell had just happened, why people I didn't know were trying to fucking hurt me and stuff, and why I couldn't see. So if they want to call that, you know, yeah, they defeated me. They sure did, with the help of the city of Topeka. That's why I'm filing a tort claim against them. They wouldn't even consider giving me justice because of my name, and I can prove that. So I'll have the last laugh on that one. But see, it just shows you how they're so against cannabis. You know, the petition is nothing but good for the cannabis movement. There's nothing bad about the petition. They both believed in it, enough that they invited me to their towns, begged me to come to their towns, you know, and I did. But the petition was bigger and better than them, and they got jealous over it. I don't know. It makes no sense. But no way, shape, or form is it defeated no second time. Or if that was true, why they got to say that every day? Why they got to post it every day? You know. Oh, do I miss hearing it? Not really. But see, that was all Bryson. That was Bryson, and that's all dead and gone. You know what I mean? Even if they started doing it again, it's not the same. You know, I believe Bryson was truly, you know, sorry and apologetic and everything in it. You know what I mean? I believe 100% that Bryson is not doing it, and that when he apologized, he meant it. And you know, that's just how I feel. You ain't the Frankie. What's up, L? Why do I keep hearing ding, ding, ding? Who's trying to... It's not the idiots. Oh, you ain't right, Frankie. Yeah. Nobody ever said Frankie was right. Not a whole lot up, L. I'm going to probably end up redoing the transmission seal once again because it's leaking, and it's definitely leaking out of the Bellhausen area, where the only place I know it can leak from is the seal. Yeah, but it wouldn't tell me what it was notifying me about. Hell, if it's going to make the noise, it should tell you why it's making the noise, right? Oh, my goodness sakes. Damn, hour and a half. We're doing good tonight. Oh, goodness. No, No, earlier they were dinging in, or trying to chime in or make comments and stuff, but that was a half hour ago and before. I don't know if they're still watching or if they finally went to go smooch with their cousin or what. And I really don't care. Oh, goodness sakes. Huh. Right on. Oh, they don't mess with them. Well, you see, well, they come in and they try and make stupid comments. They made two. Well, there was two fake ones tonight. I forget what stupid names they used, but the first one's like, "Don't support 420 again," blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And of course, I just delete them where they can't come on my channel. And then a few minutes later, another one popped up, some stupid, and you can tell it's the same one, same idiot, same everything. But it don't really mess with me. Back in the day and stuff, all it did and everything, it don't really mess with me now. It's aggravation and stuff, and it shouldn't happen, and maybe one day justice will come from it. It may come in the form of a check from the city of Topeka. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Maybe something will never happen. They could be right. We're living in a weird, evil world. They bragged how they've, tormented me for 5 years now, or been messing with me 5 years. The flip side of that is, for 5 years, they've made over 400 videos and stuff of nothing but lies about me and stuff. And what has it done? Nothing. It did get one lady against me in Topeka that, for some reason, her troubled life and whatnot, it all tied together, and la-di-da, and she misunderstood. But other than that, man, it's all stupid. And that's why I don't think Bryson's in it anymore. I think Bryson realizes how stupid it is and how it become and everything. And, truth be told, it wouldn't have become as big and where it is now had Bryson not did what he did. So, a lot of it is Bryson's fault. But at least Bryson's come forward, made amends with me and whatnot, and even helped me get back to my family. As to where the others continue on the lies and stuff. So, it is what it is, what it is. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, Chad would put a nice smile on my face. You doggone right. You doggone right. But see, they even throw that shit at me. Oh, you're a liar. You asked donations to get to Topeka to sue and whatnot. I don't remember nobody donating no money for me to come here and to Topeka and sue. I said I'm coming to Topeka, and I was going to the 420 event, and yes, I was going to file a suit. But when I asked for donation to get to Topeka, it's to come to the 420 event, the Last Man's Farm. They just twist and turn everything. Kind of sad when you got to turn all the truths to make a lie. But it'd be pretty cool if see they keep sending me these stupid messages early morning or whatever, how I lied and I'm not suing and this, that, and the other. And see, they don't even understand the process. When I first got up here to the Last Man's Farm, and I got up here, the 18th or so, I think it was the 19th or whatever, I let everybody know that you can't go down and file a lawsuit. You got to file a tort claim first. That gives the city a chance to decide whether they want to go to court or they want to do this or whatever. That's the way these cities work. And here they have up to 120 days to tell you to go F yourself, which you can go take them to court then. Or they may want to go into settlement or talk or, whatever. But that's how you do it. So I can't file a lawsuit in the courts until I get an answer from their tort uh, officer or whatever it is. You know what I mean? The person that handles the tort claim, the attorney or whatever. They could do like Walmart did and stretch out the 30 days before they decided to, that they weren't going to fight it, right? Well, they could do the same. They could stretch it out the 100 and some days, just to the 120 days or whatever, just to stretch it out. And on the 119th day, say, "Oh, okay. Hey, Michelle, how we doing?" But see, it all depends. If they all want to go to court, let's go to court. We're basically going to have a city meeting in the courtroom then. Not all the councilmen will be there, but yeah, because the mayor, I plan on including the mayor, and I may include all the people on the board. Definitely the mayor. I plan on including the mayor in on it and all, on the lawsuit and all, because even on the videos that the trolls did, I wasn't gone out of that room but just a couple minutes, and that was to look outside to make sure the RV was okay and to take a piss. And the meeting was not adjourned. I was in that room, and you can hear it on the thing and whatnot. He's still yakking. He seen me come in and sit down. He finished the sentence up and whatnot and said, "We're going to now adjourn this meeting." And I'm like, "Yo, no, I wanted to talk." And they wouldn't let me. That was all planned. Even, nobody spoke at that meeting. And there were other people signed up, not just me, to speak. So, but we get all that in court. If they want to go the court route, I'm going to have a subpoena list of good. All the way from the mayor down to the dispatch officer, the person of dispatch. And that's where everything went south. I had asked her if she had something. I'd said something that pissed her off. I forget exactly what I said now. But I wondered what the fuck she was doing, drugs or something. Here I was trying to report a crime, and she's asking me if I'm drinking and doing drugs. She didn't ask if the person that was attacking me was drinking, or my opinion was. So, but all that's on body cam. All that is footage that they're going to have to give up. So, hopefully they look at all this stuff and they don't want to do a trial and whatnot. I'll tell them, look, cut me a check for 10% and do it within 30 days and we can settle. Blowing in the wind. There you go. Oh, you never know. You never know. It might be worth it to him to give me 10%, not to take it to trial and waste all the money on trial, because I'm going to file everything indigently. I can file it all indigently. I don't, unless you make $2,000 a month or more, you're basically indigent. Okay. And you're guaranteed representation and everything in courts of law. You're guaranteed that. If you know your rights, you're guaranteed it. And I'm guaranteed that I can bring these people to court, and I'm guaranteed to be able to do it, what do you call that, indigently. And see, my first step is to file an indigency hearing, just like I did in Graham, Texas. Yeah, I was there an hour and a half, and they blah 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 blah, and they were 3 or 4 other people signed up to speak, and you get 5 minutes, okay? Now, I could understand if they said they called my name and they went on to another speaker and I lost my place in line or whatever. No, you watch that. That was... even the own shows can't believe what had happened there. And it was all a setup. It was. I sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there and waited and sat there and waited and nothing. And fine, hell, there's other people going to speak and stuff. I'm going to take a piss, which took a second. Then I went and walked down to the second floor, the steps down, went out in the building, went to the corner, looked, the RV was cool, nobody around it. I come back, which it didn't take 2 minutes, period, to get from, the upstairs, down the stairs, past the cops, out the door, and to the corner, and turn around, come right back. And the cops tell me, the meeting's over. I'm like, what are you talking about, the meeting's over? Yeah, their exact words, they just adjourned the meeting. They called out and said to tell you that the meeting, the meeting's adjourned. And I'm like, really? You mean I can't go up there and whatnot? And they didn't say I couldn't, so I went right on up there. And they're still yakking. And it's on camera and all that he's still yakking and all. He does not end that meeting until after I enter that room again and sit down. And he's finishing up what he's saying. And he don't let nobody else is called where they can speak or anything. And he says, I'm going to adjourn the meeting, la-da-da. And I'm like, yo, dude, I wanted to speak. I wanted to stand up. And he wasn't going to have that. He adjourned the meeting and whatnot. And then I said what I said. And I told him they ended my mission, which they did. And that's why I'm coming back to sue them. If they thought that I just told them, hey, you ended my mission and that was the end of it and walking away, they're mighty stupid people in Topeka, Kansas. Because they did. They officially ended it, and now they owe me for that. Well, if they want to keep things swept under the rug and give me 10% paid within 30 days, I can do that. But other than that, I'm going to do just like I did there with Awesome Possum. I didn't have the money to file the lawsuit or anything. So I went down and I asked the judge, hey, can I file indigently? That's where I learned about the 2,000. Maybe that's just Texas, but there's a limit in every state, everywhere, of how much, and I make the minimum. I can't make too much. So I go in front of the judge and give him my income and whatnot, and the judge has to give me legal service. They have to. My court fees and stuff shall be waived. The $1,000 to file the whatever, all that should be waived, just like it was in small claims for Awesome Possum. See, I checked out. Civil court is the same way. You can file indigently, and that's what I want to do. And I know once I file indigently and I get the case publicity like it will get, a lawyer will come forward and want to take the case. I'd bet you money on that. As soon as that case gets filed in the courts and it gets a little popularity, there's going to be somewhere in the state of Kansas, maybe not in Topeka, but there's going to be somebody in the state of Kansas, probably Wichita or something, that's going to want that case. So I think to keep things swept under the rug and to best be suited and not to have to go and pay for both sides of the court hearing and all, they'd be better off just cut me a check for 10%. And with like no disclosure, no admission of guilt, no nothing, whatever. No, the city police department, everything is done through the city. The city pays the police. That's why it's the city of Topeka Police, and that's why you got to file it through tort claim, if that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get that broom out, sweep it under the carpet, cut me the check. I don't care. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right, Michelle. They do what they want. But that's why people win lawsuits. I'm sure people sued the city of Topeka before. I'm sure the city of Topeka's paid out some really big lawsuits. I mean, I haven't researched it, but I'm sure if I did, because I see how the city of Topeka is. But no, they're really, 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 really heavily violated my civil rights. So far that they didn't like my name, they were going to give me no justice whatsoever. And that's the way it's going to be presented to a jury. And let the jury decide, not the judge. Now I'm going to when I sue them, a jury's going to decide, not a judge. Whatever. I hear you, Michelle. Yeah, I think I did hear something about that, Will. I think I did hear something about that. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, none of them. No, not one person in that city gave two shits in hell about me, my name, or nothing. But they're going to remember it after this year. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I planned to come, have the competency hearing, and get a court date set and all before I left. I mean, that was my whole plans coming up here. I didn't know you had to file a tort thing first. That was bad planning on my part. I just researched filing civil lawsuit and stuff. I should have researched, do I have to file a tort claim to sue the city? Oh, they do, Michelle, and it's called a checkbook. And that's what I'm hoping they want to do. You're absolutely right. That's what Will was saying about the broom and sweeping things under the rug. That's why they have tort claims. They don't necessarily want it to hit the courts. They want to have a chance before it hits the courts. You know? Could you imagine if the newspaper seen a statement, you know, if an indigent person, let's just out of the blue, I can't wait for the trolls to make the video on this one. Let's say out of the blue, I went down there to the judge, and you know, the tort claim goes, and they say sue us, we don't care. Next step is talk to the judge and get a indigency hearing. And they're going to have to grant me the indigency hearing. They're going to have to grant me the indigency. And the next thing is to go ahead and file the case. And that means it's officially filed in the courts. It's officially filed in the courts, and it would be heard by a judge, da-di-da-di-da-di-da, right? Well, that's when the newspapers or whatever would put out the headlines. 420 Jim sues the city of Topeka for $4.2 million. Or whatever. $420. Whatever. But that's what that's the biggest thing I want. I want that headline out there when I get it filed in the You hadn't got to find out what happened on what, Will? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Not filing the tort claim and all. They're not going to talk to you about that or anything. It's a form. You just turn the form in. They don't want to talk to you or anything. A tort claim is where you send a city. You tell them what happened. You describe what happened, whatever, and you tell them what would make it right for the city, what you think they owe you, this, that, and the other. And they do their own internal investigation or whatever and decide, well, maybe we just rather pay this tort claim out. Maybe we get it cheaper, this, that, and the other. We don't want it to hit the courts, the headlines and stuff. Maybe we can sweep this one under the rug, and maybe the person take a couple $1,000, not to go through the trouble, and the court's going to cost us more than that, yada, yada, yada. So you got to go through this paperwork bullshit first. Okay? Now, after the paperwork bullshit is done, yeah, I got to come back and file and do all that stuff in person. Yeah, but they gotta have good cause on why they throw things out, Michelle. They gotta have good cause, and all I need is to get the case filed, and they can't throw it out. They gotta, it's got to be heard to throw it out. You see what I'm saying? The case has to be heard to be thrown out. But if you opened up the newspaper or heard on the internet tomorrow that a $4.2 million case had been filed against the city by a guy named 420 Jim, would that or would that not get your attention? I mean, surely you're going to say, well, they're going to fuck him over because of his name. But I'm telling you, it's like the Walmart thing. Would I expect to get no. I'd be lucky to get $420 out of them, probably. But the win is what I want. The okay, we concede, we offer this. And well, when everybody will. That's still kind of up in the air. That's still kind of up in the air. I'm letting the good Lord lead me to that figure. I really am. When I decide to release that, I will. But right now, I don't want to release that. I don't want to release that right now. That's kind of a surprise. It could be 4.2 million. It could be $420. You know, I like small claims, but I can't take it as small claims. Well, Michelle, do you think I figured what was Walmart? What did I sue them for? What was it, 10 or 15 grand? I forget, was the maximum that you could. Okay. I never expected that. I told y'all that at the beginning, everyone, that I never expected that. But, you know, you always ask for more than you're going to get. All these other cases and all these, you always ask for more than you can get. But hey, if they're dumb enough to give you that, okay. They didn't have court. I don't know what you mean. Well, they should treat citizens better. Come on, Will. Y'all should know it's not about the money. Just like Walmart. When the judge said 2,500 plus court costs, I was happy as hell. I wasn't disappointed I didn't get the 5, 10, 15, whatever the max was. It might have been 5 grand. I forget what the max was. I wasn't unhappy that I didn't get the maximum. Like I said, I would have been happy if he'd awarded me $100. The win is the win. The same with Awesome Possum. Yeah, I was disappointed that I didn't get 2,500 because I should have. But hey, without a contract, just a meeting of my, you know, whatever, I was very, very fortunate. The judge seen through their lies and found for 500 in my favor. So, yeah. I can't. I don't know what you mean. That's on criminal, not domestic. Now, see, they got one really good way to get out of all of it. They've got one good way to get out of this tort claim. Of course, that's put in the claim too. You know, because where they ask you, what do you want from the city? Hang on. Well, they ought to legalize marijuana and have a pothole tax and fix the potholes. Not my problem, you know. Not being rude, not being mean, but yeah, they need to get their heads out of their ass. But cities play out big lawsuits all the time. You know, that's just what they do. But no, I would never. I would not get nowhere what I'm asking unless it goes in front of a jury and you know, full trial and all. I think as soon as the case gets filed, if it goes the court way, unless the tort decides to do one or two things, give me 10% of what I feel is fair if I took you to court, or simply start an FBI investigation into all this shit that I've been going through the last 4 years, and promise me that each and every person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And it'd be really good if they showed leniency to Rhonda and Bryson. And then I drop the tort claim completely. All they got to do is their jobs and get the feds involved and run it as a conspiracy case or whatever. Cyberbullying, cyber harassing, whatever. Conspiracy. That's exactly what it is. And if they'd like to take out all the players of the conspiracy, I wouldn't want $1 from them. That would show me that law enforcement don't give two shits about my name. That they care that I'm a United States citizen, no matter what my name is. I count, and just like anyone else. So I would hope that they would be smart enough just to do that. And if it takes a lawsuit to bring that to their attention and get them to do that, let's file the paperwork and say it's not about money. It's never been about money. But if they would rather give me 10% of what I know I can sue them for, instead of just justice, I'll take the check. The ball is going to be in their court. But Topeka is going to be the one to decide whether 420 Jim gets justice or 420 Jim gets paid. Oh, that's everywhere. And I tell people to get it off their friends anyway. Your friends don't take away your right to bear arms. Keep track how many times you purchase, all that, Yeah, you get it off your local guy. He don't tax you either. Well, hang on a minute, Michelle. Normally, I would agree with that second statement, except you find the right dispensary with the right product. Wrong. I was buying ounces, $80 out the door. There in Arizona, in a dispensary. I couldn't beat that. I didn't know anybody selling pot on the streets for less than $100 an ounce. No one. Maybe there is or whatever. I mean, out towards Quartzsite, you could get it for $50 an ounce if you knew the right people. But that's way out that way. So it just so happens in Black Canyon and whatnot, it's cheaper for me to get out of the dispensary and off the street. Oh, $80 an ounce is a good deal. I mean, yeah, to me, $80 an ounce is a good deal. The best deal, being able to grow our own. Then we don't have to worry about the chemicals that they grow it in and all the other crap that they do nowadays. Well, Kansas needs to get their heads out of their ass and get educated on cannabis and go ahead and legalize for the people to grow their own. If they want to go to the dispensary, fine. Dispensaries are for people that don't want to grow and stuff, and whatever. And I say fine, but let people grow their own. like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, our forefathers did. If they want to trade seeds and plants and clones, let them. But because they have prisons for profit, they got to keep them full. And guess what? With all these states legalizing cannabis, that's hard. Well, okay, you're right. But then at the end of that day, you have the right to file an appeal and get a different judge in a different court if you really don't, which I wouldn't, unless it was railroaded. If it was railroaded, oh heck yeah, I'd take it to the next court up. Definitely would do that. Well, hey, let me get out of here, folks. I want to go talk to Doug about my transmission stuff. Yeah, that's Doug. I want to go talk to him about working on the RV and stuff. So, hey, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Noon and 7 on YouTube. 420 on Facebook. Until then, peace, love, and cannabis for all. One team, one dream, united we stand. If we try, we can all get along. My dogs love you. I love you. Jesus loves you. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, folks.